What was that?
At home. The Rona is spreading. The is no joke. It's no time to work or roam. The way you can fight it is simple, my friends. Just stay the at home. Now, technically, I'm not a doctor. But mother, listen when I read a poem. So here I am, Sam Jackson, imploring you, keep your ass at home. If you want things to get back to normal, don't panic. Just use your dome. Wash your hands, stop touching your face, and stay the at home. Motherfucker, it's no time to gamble. Look around, you're not at a casino. Just stay the home as if your name was Trenton Quarantino.
Oh, that's excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and everybody else. Oh, and Ivan. Welcome to News of the Squared.
Huzzah.
Thanks.
Twitch.
We have Mike, we have Ivan, we have me, and I don't know. Do we have stuff from Scott this week?
No, I don't know if Scott sent us anything this week.
Aha, maybe not. If not, I'm sure our correspondent is out there, because when he finds news, he fixes it.
Scott!
God.
Let's see, what do we got? Where do we start? How about here? How about at the beginning? The beginning is always a good place to start, right? Let's see. So an astrophysicist, which is always, I don't know how this is funny. This is from Australia. An astrophysicist gets magnets stuck up his nose while inventing coronavirus device.
Science!
Science!
He blinded me with science.
Well, I don't know about. Well, he definitely ended up with no smell. An Australian astrophysicist has been admitted to a hospital after getting 4 magnets stuck up his nose in an attempt to invent a device that stops people from touching their faces during the corona outbreak.
Okay.
Dr.
How does it work?
I'm looking for that. Dr. Daniel Reardon, a research fellow at Melbourne University, was building a necklace that sounds an alarm on facial contact when a mishap occurred. The 27-year-old astrophysicist studies pulsars and gravitational waves and said he was trying to liven up the boredom of self-isolation with the 4 powerful neodymium.
Those are like the rare earth magnets. Those are super strong.
I have some electric equipment, but really no experience or expertise in building circuits or things, he told the Guardian in Australia.
Okay.
That's probably not.
This is why he's got the shit up his nose.
I had a part that detects the magnetic fields. I thought if I built a circuit that could detect the magnetic field and we wore magnets on our wrists, that it would set off an alarm if you brought it too close to your face. A bit of boredom and isolation made me think of that. However, the academic realized that the electronic part he had did the opposite and would only complete the circuit when there was no magnetic field present. I accidentally invented a necklace that buzzes continuously unless you move your hand close to your face, he said. After scrapping that idea, I was still a bit bored playing with the magnets. It's the same logic as clipping pegs to your ears. I clipped them to my earlobes and then clipped them to my nostril. And things pretty much went quickly downhill from there when I clipped the magnets to my other nostril. Reardon said he placed 2 magnets inside his nostrils and 2 on the outside. When we removed the magnets from the outside, the other of his nose, the other 2 inside stuck together. Unfortunately, the researchers had attempted to use his remaining magnets to remove them. At that point, my partner who works at the hospital was laughing at me, he says. I was trying to pull them out, but there was a ridge at the bottom of my nose you can't get past. After struggling for 20 minutes, I decided to Google the problem and found an article about an 11-year-old boy who had the same problem. I'm sorry. The part where it's an 11-year-old boy had the same problem as a 27-year-old
astrophysicist.
The solution in that was more magnets to pull on the outside to offset pulling from the ones inside. Go with the Google idea from the 11-year-old. Not go to the hospital. Forget that. As I was pulling downward to try to remove the magnets, they clipped to each other and I lost my grip. And those two magnets ended up on my left nostril while the other one was in my right. At this point, I ran out of magnets. Before attending the hospital, we attempted to use pliers to pull them out.
Needle nose.
But then they became magnetized by the magnets inside his nose. Every time I brought the pliers close to my nose, my entire nose would shift towards the pliers, and then the pliers would stick to the magnet. It was a little bit painful at this point. No shit! What were you thinking?
Those tiny
this
little.
This guy should not be allowed to be an astrophysicist.
He should just not be allowed to play with magnets. That's all.
Well, I mean,
computations is shit. I'm after that, man.
My partner took me to the hospital. She works, and because she wanted all
hire that man.
This is the best. She wanted all her colleagues to laugh at me. The doctors thought it was quite funny, making comments like, "This is an injury due to self-isolation and boredom." At the hospital, a team of 2 doctors applied an anesthetic spray and manually removed the magnets from Reardon's nose. When they got the 3 out from the left nostril, the last one fell down my throat. Oh God! It could have been a problem if I had
swallowed
it. Could have been a problem if I had swallowed or breathed in. But thankfully, I was able to lean forward and cough it out. Needless to say, I'm not going to be playing with magnets anymore. No shit.
Oh, wow, yeah.
The medical records from the emergency room department say that Reardon did not have any difficulty breathing and denied the presence of further magnets up his nose. The astrophysicist told The Guardian Australia he ruled out further experiments with magnets and face touching and would find other ways to pass his time at home. Actually, I'm getting a lot of work done, he said. Working remotely is not that bad. We're also renovating our house. I would never let this man renovate my house. And so I'm building shelves. No, you are not.
No. I am not hiring you. You're the dude that stuck magnets up your nose. Fuck you.
Making furniture and doing some tiling. I wouldn't let him do any of those things.
No. Why? Here's another idea you can use with magnets.
It's the future, Charles.
Magnets to clean the tile grout on the floor.
No, do not hire that man.
What scares me about that whole thing is this man is an astrophysicist.
Kind of makes you wonder, don't it?
He's a very bored astrophysicist. That's the problem.
He's a very bored
astrophysicist. Yeah. It's the part that he's an astrophysicist, which means that, like, important shit, like space-related
Well, he doesn't know much about human anatomy, though, so...
No. That's why he's an asshole physicist. Because he
has to know something about anatomy. Apparently, he has a partner.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, he must have a magnetic personality.
He's getting charged out of that.
Wow, that was
horrible. He might be repelling it, but, you know.
No. Why would you think to use a needle nose pliers to try to pull them out? It's magnets. What could you possibly think?
He's lucky they didn't, cause any internal bleeding or anything like that.
You know what? He's lucky.
An indentation on his brain.
He's lucky he didn't walk in there with a needle nose pliers stuck up his nostril, which is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
The mental imagery is killing me.
You know what the best part is? The best part is, don't go to the hospital. Google it.
While he's at the hospital while he's waiting for the doctors to get the proper equipment or whatever, or for the sedative or whatever, and he's like,
"Yeah, I'm an astrophysicist. Unfortunately, I was just playing with magnets."
Yeah, seriously. I just think the best is rather than go to the hospital first. I'll Google it. And the worst part is he found an answer. It's from an 11-year-old boy. That's the best.
There you go.
11-year-old. That should give you a clue that you're a doofus, that you did this.
Like it says, asshole physicist.
Wait, Mike, you want to grab the next one, or should I grab this one?
I got the next one here. This one's from Yahoo News. Man in Washington State was teaching his dog how to drive when he was arrested after a high-speed chase.
Okay.
A resident of the western U.S. state of Washington was arrested following a high-speed chase that left officers dumbfounded after they found the man's pit bull behind the wheel. Now, the incident unfolded last Sunday afternoon after police received calls about a driver hitting two vehicles in an area south of Seattle and then speeding away, according to State Trooper Heather Axtman. Now, she said the emergency services subsequently got multiple calls about a car traveling erratically at more than 100 miles an hour.
What?
So Axtman said that as officers gave chase, they got close to the vehicle. It was a 1990 a vehicle. It's it's like a vehicle, but it's magnetic. A 1996 Buick.
Attractive.
As they were shocked to see a pit bull in the driver's seat and a man steering and pushing the gas pedal from the passenger's side.
Okay.
The pursuit ended after police deployed spike strips and arrested 51-year-old Alberto Tito Alejandro, who was booked on multiple felonies, including driving under the influence of drugs. Yeah,
Please tell me.
And this is why people. This is why people don't respect Hispanics.
I'm sorry, Jeff. What was that, Jeff?
I was like, please tell me that his comment was that he was just trying to have a designated driver.
No, but when State Trooper Heather Axtman said that, when we took him into custody, he admitted to our troopers that he was trying to teach his dog to drive.
That's...
Oh, my God.
She said, I've been a trooper for almost 10 years, and I've had a lot of excuses when I've arrested people or pulled people over. But I've never had an excuse that the dog was driving, she added.
Oh, my God.
So Axtman said the female pit bull, which was not aggressive toward the arresting officers, had been placed in an animal shelter.
Okay.
But not been enrolled in any driving schools, though. No.
Well, not doing the 4-hour class, for for getting a ticket.
Maybe it should get some magnets and it would go faster.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or at least the car will follow the car in front of them. They had magnets in the car.
You wish to drive the car, Charles? Here's some magnets for you. All right.
Yeah,
Next one, Jeff.
All right, what do we got? A New York City man uses a drone to ask out a neighbor, goes on a date in a bubble.
What?
Well, you got to be careful these days.
Loving the time of the coronavirus. Brooklyn-based photographer Jeremy Cohn isn't usually smooth when it comes to talking to women, but he spotted a cute neighbor dancing on her rooftop, and he decided to make a move. At a distance, of course, considering that New York City is enforcing social distancing and amid the COVID-19 crisis. All hope was not lost. In the video you can find on the Squares of the Roundtable podcast, footage shared to TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. The two shared a wave, and then he taped his phone number to the drone, clicking the record button from his TikTok account, and flew it over to him. Her. Sorry, that's me reading it bad. Quote from him: "I can't believe this actually works, and yes, this is a real story." The 20-year-old wrote in his March 22nd tweet, which has been viewed over 6 million times.
Wow.
Flirting was normally daunting for me, but since I've been quarantined and in my apartment for a week now, was craving some social interaction. Cohn said in the video. Mm-hmm. He added, 2020 has been off to a terrible start, but I still need to shoot my shot. Okay. He realized he revealed that she texted him an hour later. And the second TikTok of the Meet Cute series, Cohn and the mystery woman went on a dinner date from their respective rooftops. He revealed that he got her roommate to help him set up a romantic table for her, which she FaceTimed him while eating. It's very Generation Z, he told the Insider, adding that he paid for dinner via a mobile pay service. Well, that's very nice. I Venmo'd her roommate for everything she did because he wanted to treat her to dinner.
Nice.
And that's very nice.
Isn't it romantic?
Finally, he asked Tori Signorella, who eventually revealed her name on a real date, rolling over to her inside a plastic bubble to take a walk side by side. I wonder where you got the bubble.
Yeah. Do you have just lying around?
Probably from John Travolta's.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear he's got one.
Be careful with that. Don't break my bubble. Oh, jeez.
Cohen spotted Signorella when he was photographing people on their balconies for a magazine. It was the first time I saw someone dancing. I wrote, she kept dancing, and I was just attracted to her energy. While he's not sure where the relationship will go, he plans on meeting her for real once the outbreak is over. If this doesn't work out, which is a possibility, I'm sure we will be close in some way because she's cool and chill. We've had this crazy experience together. Signorella, who has now been in isolation over a week, they're developing romance is a light at the end of a tunnel. She told NBC New York. He's definitely set the bar pretty high. No one knows what day it is anymore. It doesn't matter because we're all just at home, so it's nice to look forward to something.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's good, but he did it all the right way.
But here's the thing that doesn't answer. Where the fuck did the bubble come from?
I told you, it was John Travolta. It was in his prop room, He rented it.
And you know what's really funny about this? When I saw this story, I had just been thinking about we all need to, become the bubble boy so we could go outside.
Just keep away from George Costanza.
Yeah, well, we all end up needing to be, in the giant bubble, and we can, get around, but I don't... the problem is getting through doorways would be difficult because doorways are not built for bubbles.
Revolving doors would be a bitch.
Yeah.
And, of course, public transportation, and trying to get on the buses or the trains.
So,
good on him.
This isn't necessarily squared news of the squared, but it is kind of interesting. It is kind of weird, which is, so NBC and Dick Wolf Entertainment announced that Chris Maloney is returning to do a new SVU Law and Order, and he's returning as his old character from SVU, Elliot Stabler, who hasn't been on the show for God, I don't even remember how long it's been since he's not been on the show.
About 10 years.
Is it that? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a...
But it's got to be better than 10 years. I mean, the show's been on a long time.
Yeah, 21 years, my friend.
Hey, there you go.
I mean... So, yeah, he's going to be... what's the name of the new series? I'm looking for it here. So this is part of the new Dick Wolf deal that he did with NBC Universal, and I'm looking here trying to find when he left the show. 2011. So it hasn't been nearly as long as we thought. So it's been about 9 years.
Yeah, well, I was close.
Yeah, no, like I said, 9 years. So yeah, no, and apparently, so he's gonna do this new show, and he's gonna be the head guy on I can't remember what the heck the tech is, but yeah, out of nowhere, Elliot Stabler is back for SVU or SUV, depending on what you like. So that's weird. That's weird. Magnets. Maybe they could have a pit. Maybe they should have a pit bull driving Elliot Stabler.
Death by Magnets. They could do an episode on that.
Magnets.
There you go. Death by Magnets. And the pit bull is his pet.
This is a follow-up story. I think we talked about this last week, which is Joe Buck asked people to send him different things that he could do play-by-play on.
Yes, we did discuss this last week.
We discussed it. Well, there's a follow-up to this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, there's an exception to what you can send. Because Joe Buck wants you to stop sending sex tapes for him to narrate.
I knew that was coming. I was just thinking.
Maybe we'll have to look. I'll listen to last week's show. Ivan might have said something like that.
Joe Buck's social media experiment, which he does play-by-play videos that followers send in on a daily lives, has been a huge success so far for the broadcaster during the coronavirus quarantine. So far, the videos have ranged from golf trick shots to marble racing to balding hairline, and many of them are infinitely entertaining with Buck's particular brand of commentary. But Buck has one request: stop sending him sex tapes.
Oh boy, he's going into the garage.
Edit point. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. An interview with KMOX of St. Louis, Buck revealed that he received several videos of the more amorous side that he will not be posting or calling play-by-play for these. That's the best stuff. Why is he not? Oh God!
I'm like, what? No dialogue from from Wango Tango. I mean, no Ted Nugent style dialogue. I mean, come on.
So according to Bucky, quote, I've received quite a few, and you have to be careful. You have to go through these videos like the Zapruder film because you're worried that there's going to be something in the background. There's going to be something hidden like Highlights magazine that we should not focus on. But it's still there. It becomes something, some internet thing where I put my voice to something that I shouldn't have. I've had a couple submissions from, let's say, a man and a woman that just didn't seem appropriate to put on my voice to in this stage of my life. Maybe later in life, but not now. I look at these videos very carefully to pick which ones they seem to be the most wholesome to put my voice to.
Seems like he's building a catalog.
There's a show coming. I bet. I bet
knows?
you there's.
If this quarantine goes on much longer and he runs out of videos, we may soon see a different side of Joe Buck's play-by-play.
Something. This will probably be part of that stack house of unreleased content for Netflix. I wouldn't doubt it.
As long as we're on sports.
Schwartz.
This is hysterical. So NBA superstar Steph Curry was overwhelmed while taking 5 hours to build a basketball hoop at home.
I tell you, I work in a place where I've seen grown-ass men who don't know which way to turn a screwdriver. I mean, it's a fact.
I understand that.
It's a fact.
I understand that completely, and I get it. I just think it's kind of funny that he thought he could. Well, anyway, let's go through it.
It's his profession.
And
no, his profession is to shoot the ball through the basketball hoop,
not to build it. I get it.
Yeah. So considering that his 3-point shooting acumen, you would assume that Curry has a place to shoot somewhere on his property in Atherton, California. Well, you'd assume wrong. Curry, who's stuck at home like most Americans due to the coronavirus, didn't have a basketball hoop anywhere on his property. So he ended up purchasing one recently, and he had to put it together. Due to the frustration setting in early on in the process, it took Curry a whopping 5 hours to build the hoop.
Oh, my God.
According to Wall Street Journal, quote, I got overwhelmed looking at the manual. Now, in fairness, some of these manuals are insane.
But 5 hours? God.
Here's more from the Wall Street Journal. After what he could only describe as a pretty serious effort, Curry finally succeeded in his unexpected assembly job. It only took him 5 hours. I was very confident in myself going in, and that was shot down pretty quick. The simple act of shooting a basketball in these very strange times turned out to be trickier than Curry anticipated, even after he was done with the basket. there was something else to do. Find a ball. He didn't have a basketball in his house that much. I sacrificed one of the indoor ones, and it lasted a day and a half. It was worth it.
Did the hoop have any magnets in it?
I don't think so.
Was it delivered by Pitbull?
That's the 5-hour video of him putting that together. That's the video send to Joe Buck.
There you go.
Yeah, seriously. I don't think it exists, though. I don't think there's an actual video of it.
Oh.
Which is too bad.
He's using a 1/4-inch wrench.
On a 3/8 socket.
This is further proof that just because you shoot baskets for a living doesn't mean that you know how to put it together.
Those are pretty small sheet metal screws. He'd better use a socket driver.
And don't use a drill because you'll shatter the bit.
You'll strip the threads on the hole, and it's going to be loose, and you have to get a bigger one.
And then you get to tap it out.
Hey, speaking of somebody who found the hole.
All right.
Okay.
First son on the way for F1 boss, Bernie Ecclestone, at age 89.
Hey, congratulations, buddy.
All right.
Maybe Joe Buck got that video, too, of the...
He probably did.
I
Bernie
did
Ecclestone
it!
Wait, it says
Flintstone,
first son on the way. What it says here, Bernie Ecclestone is set to become a father for the 4th time at age 89. And emerged last night. So it's not the first time. It's his first son.
He's got 3 daughters.
Formula One boss, who's already a great-grandfather, is expecting his first son with his wife, Fiabata Fosso, 44. You go.
Okay.
Wow, times that by 2.
According to Swiss newspaper Blick, that's impressive.
Yeah, so it's like she's young enough to be his granddaughter.
Yeah, seriously. Holy cow, you go, buddy.
It's like a couple weeks ago when Kenny Rogers died. Like, his wife at the time, they were together for like 15 years or something before he passed, but she was, like in her 50s, and he was in his 80s. But this guy, dude, 44. 89-year-old dude from 44. All right.
The swimmers were going.
That's what the blue pill is for, man.
Put this way, he was packing up 44, man. There we go.
Or something.
He was packing up 44, all right.
Yeah, holy cow.
Maybe using a magnet or something to help,
The billionaire who's staying at his farm near Sao Paulo, Brazil, during the coronavirus pandemic, will be among the world's oldest known new fathers when the baby is due in July. Yes, it's due in the summer, he told the newspaper. Hopefully, he'll learn to play backgammon soon. This is Flossi, a Brazilian marketing director who married Ecclestone in 2012, said, like all parents, we only have one wish. The child must be born healthy. Hopefully, he will never express the intention to do something with Formula One. Ecclestone has 3 daughters, 5 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild. His eldest daughter, Deborah, is 65, was born to his first wife, Ivy Bamford, who he married in 1952 and divorced in the 60s. Ecclestone then had a 17-year relationship with a woman from Singapore, which ended in 1984. He has daughters Tamara, 35, and Petra, 31. Both have had careers in fashion, reality TV. With his second wife, Slavik Radica, 61, a Croatian model, during the 24-year marriage that ended in 2009. 3 years later, Ecclestone announced he would marry the current wife and then vice president of marketing for Brazilian.
Boy, let me tell you, that guy's pecker has got some good taste. I'll tell you that.
He's got some Formula One in there, man.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. But he's got Formula WD-40 in there too. Holy cow! He's got a lot of stuff in there.
He keeps things from squeaking.
Let's see. His fortune is worth an estimated 2.5 billion pounds, which I don't know what that is in American money, but okay.
Yes.
So the point being is, this goes on
think it's
for
like
a while. The
1.5
long and
billion.
short of it is that he's
Wow.
89 and he banged it out. Jeez, holy cow!
Oh, yeah, he did, and how?
Yeah, that there's the reason to have your You don't need no magnets, that's for sure.
Oh no. Yeah, he just rises to the occasion, I'll tell you.
Yeah, on many of occasions.
That's 2.5 billion pounds is about $3 billion US.
How would you like to be the 65-year-old who sits there and goes, okay, I'm about to have a 1-year-old brother?
That's weird.
Wig.
That's weird.
That's
weird.
That's
That's just wigged.
Okay.
Wigged out.
All right, Mike. What you got on this one?
I got one more here. This is from the Daily Mail out of the UK.
Yay!
We have discovered the world's earliest record of the F word. From a manuscript written by a let's see here. Let me read the article. The world's earliest recorded use of the F word lies in a Scottish manuscript penned by a bored student who was in lockdown due to the plague. A documentary airing this Tuesday, or I think it was last week, will show off the Bannatyne manuscript, which dates back to the year 1568 and is kept under lock and key in the National Library of Scotland.
Okay.
So, it contains strong language. We'll see singer Cora Bissett take a tour of her country and find out more about Scotland's relationship and swearing. Dating back to the 16th century, the Bannatyne manuscript is a collection of poems written by George Bannatyne while he was a bored student locked in his Edinburgh home due to the plague. The manuscript contains William Dunbar's epic poem, The Flyting of Dunbar Kennedy, in which two poets trade insults with another. As the pair trade blows, Kennedy brands Dunbar a wan fucket fundling.
One fucking okay.
In the documentary, Dr. Joanna Kopasek, a historical linguistics at Glasgow University, tells viewers, in The Flying Dunbar at Kennedy, when Kennedy addresses Dunbar, there is the earliest surviving record of the word fuck in the world.
Wow.
Oh, fucking shit.
Wow, so everybody's been fucking around with this forever, man.
A spokesman for the National Library told the Scotsman it's been long known that the manuscript contains some strong swear words that are now common in everyday language, although at the time they were very much used in good-natured jest. The BBC Scotland documentary, which airs 10 p.m. on Tuesday, this was next week, looks through the use of swearing at the BBC while also looking at how famous comedian Billy Connolly got around censors during his career.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember one. It was watching one of his HBO comedy specials. Billy Connolly.
Yes.
What show?
Was he
on a sitcom?
Had the Class, right?
Yeah.
The Class at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah. The documentary will also see Cora Bissett join in a sociolinguistics class at Glasgow University to understand why swearing offends.
Yeah, when they got rid of what's his name, Howard Hessman.
Right.
Howard Hessman left, and so we didn't have no Johnny Fever anymore.
Right.
But yeah.
Wow, I haven't thought about that show in forever. Head of the Class, dang.
Yeah.
That was after his stint with WKRP, right?
Oh, way after.
Way after. Yeah. I think it was in the late 80s or early 90s.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a while. Yeah, there's a definite time gap between those two, and I imagine he did stuff in between, but I don't know. I do have one more piece.
Okay, lay it on us.
That's not on the Squares page, but I figured we'd have a little fun with this. So Chris Helmsworth, a.k.a. Thor, has released a fitness app that's free so people can train like Thor at home while they self-isolate amid the coronavirus pandemic. Helmsworth said in an Instagram photo that was posted, he, quote, wanted to check in with fans and give them a free 6-week trial for his app Center. He says, I hope you're staying healthy and strong out there. Just wanted to check in. A lot of fear and anxiety, a lot of uncertainty in the world at the moment. You're probably stuck at home. So I wanted to give everybody a full access to my fitness app for the next 6 weeks. The Australian actor then said the app was designed to give people access to his health and fitness team, which he said had a profound, probably positive impact on his life. So let's get to the real reason we're having this story.
Okay.
6 weeks to watch Chris Helmsworth work out.
Okay. Women. Lots and lots of women.
Are you kidding? Absolutely. This is basically softcore porn.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Every woman I know who has seen this is like...
Yeah, they're going to go ganga weenie, and the yoga mat is going to be used for other things.
Yeah, seriously. No, absolutely. Oh,
Okay.
they're pulling out the big huge thing of Haagen-Dazs and just like, cracking it open and watching this thing.
Okay, and
This
and
is
they're
like free Pornhub for them.
When that was a couple of years ago, when I went with my friends to go see Thor Ragnarok, there were like trios of women.
Oh yeah.
Just going to see, the beefcake.
Yeah.
They don't care about swinging hammers or magic bridges or anything like that. They just want to see Chris.
They
They
want
want
to see
to be Thor.
Right.
They want to see the hammer, not the one in his hand.
Yeah. They're hoping it's as big as that, and then he can make them Thor.
Okay.
They want to see the God of Thunder, baby.
Yeah. The women are going to be screaming, "Oh my God! I hope I got enough batteries in the drawer."
Seriously. No, that's why I wanted to bring this up, is because he's had this out there, and I swear, it's like, I've posted a couple times that it's like, not that I'm interested, but this is for all the women that I know, and they're all like, oh, drooly, yes. And I'm like, yep, yeah, this is, I don't ever want to hear any of them complain ever again about what I say. I'm like, oh, free porn. They're like, oh, evil person. Oh, how about free Chris Helmsworth working out? Oh, that's fine. We're allowed to drool at that all day long.
Uh-huh.
That's okay. We have no problem with that.
No, this is a workable thing. We can do this.
6 weeks. You gotta imagine, especially with quarantined women, 6 weeks. You're not, especially with women who are not getting any right now, and you're single. 6 weeks of watching Chris Helmsworth work out.
Are you kidding?
That, and you got they might have their husband or boyfriend on the couch, with the tank top on, watching Maury Povich. Being like, hey, why are you watching that junk for? Huh? Pass me another beer.
Pass me another beer. Hey, what's that 89-year-old guy here for? He's got more lead in your pencil. Well, he's definitely got a magnetic personality, that guy.
Hey. Who's this guy at the doorway selling magnets?
Yeah, seriously. Maybe they should have sex in the bubble.
his dog drove him here, so.
Bubble sex. See, we haven't had bubble sex. That'd be interesting. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
No.
Well, now take it back.
Bubble.
There's a part of me that would be interested. There's another part of me that is like, no, that'd be.
Now all I can think of is Richard Pryor from the toy in that Wonder Wheel thing.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I haven't thought about that.
Well, the only thing I keep thinking about is if we're talking about bubble sex, is the 2 full body condoms from what was
Naked
it?
Gun.
Was it like Naked Gun?
Yeah. I practice safe sex, me too, and that's just 2 like 6 foot yellow protrude laying on top of each other,
Well, I told you guys about the one year in college where I couldn't find a costume, so I basically took a garbage bag and busted it all over my head and basically put a sign on that says the next time it's Trojans.
Kind of reminds me of a scene in Bride of Chucky. Well, you got a condom, don't you? What are you talking about? I'm made of latex.
Oh God. God, Bride of Chucky. Would it be really Reverend Bride of Chucky?
Yeah, Bride of Chucky. It's in there.
All right, I heard you.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'll believe you because I'm not going to watch that shit.
thought you weren't big into horror.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, it was something I saw. No, but it was something I saw when I was at a friend's house, and they were watching, and I just happened to see it. No, true.
Friend's house.
Yeah, friend's house. Yes,
Mm.
I have a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like a Waka Chicka Wow Wow friend, or was it just like
No.
a
It was no Waka Chicka Wawa. What the hell is that Waka Chicka Wawa?
You know, the music, Waka Chicka Wow Wow. That's how it goes.
There's a new vernacular there. Wah chicka wah wah wah.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Well, yeah,
You've
I
heard
know.
the music in those movies.
Yes,
like...
I have. Yes, I know. Well, then, wah chicka wah.
That was the biggest mistake I ever made. I was at Tower Records.
And you
in
buy
late in the 90s, and there was an entire CD of porno music, and I was like, I should buy this. I should buy this. I'm going to regret this the rest of my life that I don't have it.
There were like actual soundtracks from like actual porn films?
Apparently so.
Wow.
I was like...
Well, I own a few
now
of
you
those.
got to put Joe Buck's commentary over it.
Yes. See, now that would work. He could do the normal stuff, and then we could
89-year-old man put a number on the 44-year-old wife.
There you go.
You know what the real trick is? We get him to do a video of somebody like screwing like a screw in, and have him commentate on that, and then we take out the video, and then we just put in the audio, and then just put the porno music underneath on the track.
Mm-hmm. That'll work.
That would work.
That would work. That would work.
Or if some guy hammering a nail, he's really hammering it well. Waka chicka wow wow, you know.
While he's using the F word.
Yeah.
Somebody with a
Do
screwdriver.
you think we can get Joe Buck to like read News of the Squared for us?
You know, we could always try.
We could try.
No, we need to do that.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
It's
but
our
then we
job.
can make fun of him.
He's not
reading.
taking our job.
I
No, I
didn't say
guess
anything
not.
about him taking our job, but we get more people to listen to the damn show this way.
Germs.
Hey. But we got lots of people that listen to our show.
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Yeah. And all 5 of them would be, we'd be most grateful if they would check us out on YouTube. They can click the bell, then they can subscribe, and they'll know exactly when new content drops. We're on Instagram and Twitter, and of course, all these crazy stories are on our Squares Around Table Facebook page. Shout out to Scott! Hope you're doing all right, man. Take it easy. We appreciate you. Of course, you can check us out and download our podcast on podcasting platforms like Anchor, Google, Spotify, Podbean, Apple. And of course, send us an email if you like. sotrtpodcast@gmail.com. Use the email. It's the future, Charles.
Roots.
That's
I
my
think that's
Magneto impression because we had the story about magnets.
Right, no, I got
So
it.
that's Sri and McKellen.
I
They wish to
have
cure
Magneto
us.
drop a big, huge
Well, I
shape on
say we are the cure.
Joe Buck.
Okay. And with that, folks, thank you for hanging around with us here at News of the Squared. Thank you for being with us, and catch up with you sooner than later. Have yourself a good one, and stay safe, y'all.
Catch you next time.
Bye.